Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Today, the things that we're talking about is the types of unemployment. This is definitely a very important topic in economics class, so I'm gonna pay close attention to this in this video. So, types of unemployment. Okay, so I'm gonna showing this by drawing like the tree diagrams. I think that makes most sense to me. If you feel also comfortable with this, that's great. If you not familiar with this or you have a better way to do it, then definitely do it by yourself for this. But I'm just gonna talk about each of the terms very specifically in this video to explain to you. Hope you can understand them. And then, okay, so we're gonna shift this into two directions. The first side is the supply side factors. And this include there's three key types of the unemployment. The first is the frictional. And when we're talking about in frictional types of unemployment, it's actually like unemployment between the jobs. Like it's actually stating that the unemployment workers who are temporarily between jobs. So they're kind of in a transition state between having a job and not having a job. For example, if you are just a student who graduated from college, then you probably have to take some time to find a real paying job, because there's really not so many people who immediately can find a job after they graduate. So this is called a frictional unemployment, and this is also the the job that you really don't have to worry about it too much, the least worried jobs, the kind of unemployment, because this is kind of like you're just in between a state of finding a job, so you're actively seeking for it, so you will most of the times you will find another job. Okay, so frictional unemployment. The next thing is the structural unemployment. And so this one is actually immobilities in labor market. It's like, for example, like the wrong skills. So what does structural unemployment means? Well, it states that the job seekers and the job openings don't match. So basically it's like the older generation don't know how to use like the electronic devices, so they cannot find a job, because currently it's like a world like basically built up with the website and the data structures kind of stuff. So if you don't know how to do them, then you definitely 99% of the time or 90% of the time you can find a job. So also there's probably another example will be there's new technology have been invented, so the old labor forces are being replaced by these newly designed robots. So that's also a kind of type for the structural unemployment. Okay, and the next one will be the seasonal unemployment. So this actually is really like it's just what it says. Like if you it just means exactly what it calls, like seasonal. It's off season for work. So think about that. If you're like a ski teacher, and in the summer you're losing your job because no one is gonna ski in the summer, right? So that's kind of like a seasonal unemployment. And there's also some other things that I want to add as a supplement for this. There's also another one called geographical even though like the AP tests didn't really testing very often these years, but it's good to know if you're like met these kind of questions when you're preparing for your test, you won't be like super surprising when you're seeing them. So this is actually like a geographical immobility of labor. Okay. And then another two terms I want to specify in here is, first of all, the real wages. So the real wages is actually the wages above equilibrium. So, okay, so think about that. Like the real wages is what's the nominal wages minus the inflations, the effect on the wages because of inflation, right? So there's a real wage in here, and there's also a voluntary. So voluntary means it's basically like the people who choosing to stay on benefits. Yeah, so it's like so basically it just means like people who are they probably have the ability to work but they don't want to do it. So that's another situation. Okay. And so these are all of the supply side factors, and you'll probably know it, like another side is the demand side. So demand deficit. Okay. And that basically means the unemployment arising from economic slowdown and less demand in the economy, right? So think about that. Like this is our cycles, economic cycles, right? This is our potential, but our real is really like this, like fluctuate like almost every single time. So when you're here, like you're basically in a recessionary gap for the whole economy, then because the whole economy don't need as much as the labor forces as they need before, so then they probably gonna like fire off some workers. Then it's totally reasonable that you're gonna be fired off in that situation because of the whole economy is changed. And the same thing if you're here, like the inflationary gap, and right now like the economy it's overheating. They want as more as workers will be working in their jobs, like in their job positions and working as hard as they can, so then they will hire as more workers as they want. So at that time you're definitely like the unemployment rate will be very small. So it depends on the situations, right? But these are the demand side for the types of unemployment, and this are the supply side. And for the supply side, the key terms that you're going to take away is just these three: frictional, structural, and seasonal. These three main types, even though the seasonal is kind of like already belongs to a type of the frictional unemployment, but it's like some textbook like divided them into like a separate categories, and some textbook don't. Just follow what your textbook says and what your teacher says or professor says. So just pay a close attention to these. So these are really the important things that you're gonna support your whole learning journey in your macroeconomics class, like a macro, MACRO. I don't know if I say it like wrong or something. Yeah. So anyway, these are the things that I have for you for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. See you next time.